Hello, family. Peace and love to my brothers and sisters. This is Related TV, and I'm Bravado, and this is the first video. So, thank you for watching, first of all. So, what we're going to be talking about today is something a little bit edgy, many people would say. All right, so, a lot of people think that if you end up with one person, then you're settling. Why would I settle with one female when there's so many for me to choose from? So many females that are interested in me even, right? So, there's this thing we have called free will, right? And with free will, you have the option to exercise going out and doing what your flesh desires, or you have the option to abstain and practice discipline, right? So, let's just say hypothetically, you do have a lot of options with females, right? I'm a pretty good looking guy. I would say I have a good amount of options with females, right? Now, if you do, it's a lot more tempting for you to go out and act on that, right? But just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something or that you have to do something, right? As men especially, we have carnal desires, sexual desires more times than less. And in our society, it's excused as a need when really it's a want, because a want is something you can live without. But a lot of our problem is we cannot live without sex, right? And as a result of that, we have a lot of failing relationships. We have a lot of issues with adultery and failing marriages as well. All right. So if you're with somebody, it doesn't mean that you settled. It doesn't mean that you know, you gave up. It means that you're making a conscious decision to choose that one individual that you're with and to stay with that one individual and to be with them and create a family with them. All right. So a lot of people on here that are watching this video, I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to those of our brothers and sisters who are interested in intentional dating. A lot of our brothers and sisters who are interested in nation building and things of that nature. All right. So obviously someone that's having casual sex and dating around with multiple females, or females dating around with multiple men, this video may not be for you. All right. Because you're obviously, interested in enjoying yourself over, making sacrifices and deciding to abstain and deciding to create and build up our communities and our families. All right. The best way to build up our communities is to start within our own family unit. But most of us don't even want to get that started. All right. Excuse me. All right. So, for example, let's take this analogy. All right. If a parent gives a kid an allowance, right? There's two types of parents. There's the type of parent that gives their child an allowance and actually physically gives the child the money. And there's another type of parent that will give the child's allowance and hold on to the money, not for them to use, but for them to kind of keep track of what's happening with the money, whether that's investing or whether that's letting them spend a certain amount a week, as opposed to just giving them the freedom to go out and do whatever they want with it. All right. So a child's mentality is to go after everything they see. If you take the two children's and the two sets of parents into a grocery store, the first set of parents will be in the grocery store shopping for what they want, and their child will be grabbing multiple things that they want, and oftentimes they'll get to the checkout and they'll have so much stuff to buy with the allowance that they've acquired, they won't even be able to afford all of the items that they've gotten. All right. The other example would be, You have the second family, the second set of parents and this other child, where they're holding on to the money and they let the child know you can get one item, maybe two, but one item that you can select that you can get, whether that be a Snickers bar or a certain type of snack or a video game, right? So the other set of parents is teaching the children or the child to abstain and to buy a small amount. Even though they may want more, they don't necessarily need more. So by the time that they're done arguing with their parents about how much they need these additional items, when they get home, they'll forget all about that and they'll be enjoying the thing that they got. All right. And they'll learn the value of a dollar and they'll learn how to spend and they'll learn good discipline when shopping. All right. If you come for what you have on the list at the store versus just going to the store and not having a list, you're going to come home with a lot more groceries than you need, right? Because there's no planning involved, all right? That's the thing about intentional dating. It's planned. You're planning to find a wife. You're planning to get to know this person in hopes to one day marry this person and start a family with this person, all right? So if you're into casual dating, you're dating somebody because, oh, this person's attractive and I'm attractive, and if we're together, we both look good together. That's not necessarily how dating is supposed to work. Obviously, with social media and things of that nature, it makes it so that everything is just very superficial, very materialistic, and it doesn't always reflect the reality of a situation. All right, so a lot of these celebrities get together because, you know, they're popular items together, and even then, it's still strategic. It's still planned. It's like, okay, I'm popping right now, and you're popping right now. Let's be popping together. And then you see a monetary gain. So, for example, you see Cardi B and Offset getting together. That's like a power couple move where they are both popular, so they're both getting each other's fan bases to grow with being a group of one instead of individuals. All right. So they get a lot more attention in the media. People are hip to the gossip. You know, they're excited to hear about what they're doing and what they have going on. So in that sense, it's kind of a good idea to do something like that if you're going to be strategic about it. All right. But aside from that, most cases, a lot of us with a lot less money and a lot less status than those individuals, it's not optimal to do something like that. What's optimal is to look at a person for their personality outside of just what they look like. It's good to take into consideration a person's situation, and it's also a good idea to take into consideration the signs that you are getting from these other people that you're choosing to ignore because of how good they look or how scarcity of a mindset you have that you don't want to lose this person, or I've invested this much time in this with this individual and being with this individual. I don't want anybody else now. I want to make this work. You know what I'm saying? But oftentimes in life, you'll find out things that don't have to be forced tend to work out a lot better. All right. So those are just some things to keep in mind. All right. So you want to have a mindset where, or those of us that want to have a mindset to intentionally date, you want to look for the person's personality. You want to pay attention to the signs that they're giving off. What type of goals do they have? And do their goals match up with their actions? All right. Are they working toward these goals, or are they just speaking on these goals? All right. So on that note, I would say shalom and thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with y'all soon. All right. Peace and love.